Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the 90210 show. My name is Mark. With me, as always, is my super hot girlfriend, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It is September 20th, 1996.
Yes, it is.
And we watched another episode of 90210.
Yeah, I'm still, like, getting over the emotional trauma of this episode. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You found it emotionally traumatic.
You saw me cry. You saw tears.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yes. The one aspect that is, I suppose, emotionally traumatic.
Yeah.
I've always jokingly say that this week we did something different and watched an episode of 90210. But next week is going to be something different.
Right.
We are finally to the point now. This is the final episode before 2 years ago in 1994 when Carol started watching 90210 live.
Yeah.
And she watched the last 8 episodes. I joined her for, I want to say, maybe the last 5 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
And so next week, I made sure I cut everything out of all the tapes. I edited everything down. And next week is going to be a barrage of 8 episodes in rapid fire succession of those 8 episodes.
Those tapes are going to be rapid firing through your mail slot into your house.
That's right.
So be prepared.
It's like a howitzer.
A what?
That's a type of gun. Although I think the howitzer is just a big gun, not like an M4 or an M3.
Although I think some of you still go to our website.
Yeah. Oh, I think...
And, listen there instead of tracking down the tapes.
Yep. Some people... I've heard from a lot of people around the world that they go to retrolatefeed.com and listen to the show right through the site.
Yeah.
Being able to actually create a digital file and put it on the computer, it's like a revolution.
So next week's going to be kind of cool for, especially for people who haven't been listening the whole time. But
True.
It's going to just be a repeat of 8 episodes for everybody who's been listening since the beginning.
It's not,
all, 2 or 3 of you?
It's not just going to be a repeat, Carol. It's going to be... That's true. When we first started, we didn't have nearly as many listeners as we do now.
No.
It was small, slim pickings at the beginning, but now we have a legion of fans.
Yeah, we've got, hordes of people who...
What's bigger, a legion or a horde?
I don't know. I like horde better, though, because it makes me think of goblins.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say it makes you think of Lucinda.
Oh, that would be hordier.
Yeah.
And she is.
So, this episode of 90210... Sorry, 90210.
Okay. 90210, yes.
Is what?
Oh, you mean the name of it? A dog is a boy is a dog?
Oh.
Was that right,
It's close. A pig is a boy is a dog. Which I don't understand what the hell that means. I get where the dog comes from. Where is the boy? And who is the pig?
Brandon's the dog boy. Or pig man. Or whatever.
Brandon is Lucinda, the anthropologist, also has a minor in biochemical engineering, and she turned Brandon into a pig boy.
Dr. Moreau's Island or whatever.
Big boy. Anyways.
Fuck.
So, anyway, but that's not what I mean. I mean, recap the episode for us, please, Carol.
Okay, so Rocky, the dog that they saved from...
Rocky Dennis, the Eric Stoltz, the man with a weird face.
Okay.
You ever see the movie Mask?
With Jim Carrey?
Not The Mask. Not that terrible Jim Carrey movie.
I was going to say.
We watched that last year. But no, it's called Mask. It's with Cher and Eric Stoltz.
No. Never heard of it. Never saw it.
It's based on the true story of Rocky Dennis, who had some sort of weird genetic condition that made his face all weird and messed up.
Okay.
And Cher played his mom, and Eric Stoltz played Rocky Dennis, and about all his struggles and everything. It's like a biopic. I believe that Peter Bogdanovich directed that movie.
I kind of remember a TV show like that.
Oh, yeah?
Wasn't there a TV show of a kid with a messed up face?
I don't think so. I know that they played Mask on television a lot, so maybe you're thinking of that.
Maybe.
Maybe you caught bits and pieces of it and you thought it was a continuing television series.
Anyways, Rocky is the dog that was saved
That's
from
right.
the science lab.
Dun, 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 dun.
And he is not doing so hot.
No.
He's following, the girls. Oh, no, it's David and Donna who are jogging across campus.
By the way, if we cough or clear our throats a little bit, sorry, it's that time of year where I'm going to have to be editing out a lot of coughs, and I might not get all of them, so just so you know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening. It's the cats.
It's happening to me, too. My throat's really dry, and I'm clearing my throat a lot, too, so maybe it's just the quality of the air.
Maybe.
Anyway, so Rocky, turns out that getting experimented on a lot is not good for you.
Right. So he's not able to keep up with them like he should. And
Oh, because they're jogging. Yeah,
like-
that's a weird thing to see.
yeah,
them do.
they don't seem like joggers.
They look like joggers, though. Here's the thing. I'll bet you that, what's her name? Tori Spelling. I'll bet you that Tori Spelling and Brian Austin Green are joggers in real life.
Maybe.
Because they look like joggers, and they're dressed like joggers, especially him and his, whatever velour tracksuit that he's wearing. But their characters do not seem like joggers.
Right. And she's wearing Lycra. It's like
Licorice?
no.
Oh, okay.
Lycra.
I don't know.
Spandex?
I don't know what licorice. Oh, spandex. Okay.
Isn't spandex and Lycra, aren't they the thing?
I'm not. This isn't one of those situations where I'm being questioning because I know you're wrong and I'm like trying to make you feel bad.
Okay.
This is one of those situations where I don't know what lycra is.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, so she looks like she's going to be in some kind of workout video, okay? Like, she looks like...
Let's get physical, physical.
It's like Fitness Barbie came to life, and she's jogging. So, this poor doggy, though, he's tired. He can't do it.
Think of it from his point of view, because we find out later what's wrong with him. But he's like, "What the fuck, dicks?
Right?
Why are you making me run?"
I don't know. Other than him seeming a little tired that episode, though, it didn't seem like he was having a ton of symptoms up until
No,
things got bad.
Probably because Pound Cake is actually not sick at all.
Right. Yeah, that's the dog's name that played Rocky. Pound Cake. I think that's so cute. I want to get a dog and name it Pound Cake. But you have to get it from the pound.
Right.
And I can't get a dog from the pound.
It has to be a pound puppy.
Oh my god, pound puppies. I had pound puppies and I loved them.
So did I. I used to play with my pound puppies.
And they come with a little house, the little cardboard house.
I used to have a brown one with black ears and then a white and black one with black ears. And I developed entire stories for them, storylines.
Wow.
They had hierarchies and stuff like that. The black and white one was always trying, like the brown one was the leader, and the black and white one was always like jealous and trying to take over the leadership, but then he'd end up getting defeated. These are the kind of stories that boys play with.
Wow.
There was very complicated political hierarchy in my pound.
That is messed up shit.
I had one of the big ones, one of those big dogs, and then a lot of the little ones. I probably had maybe 10 or 12 of them. I loved pound puppies.
Wow. Playing with little boys was weird. Like, boys just play weird.
Well, we play different. I mean, it's a little reductive to be like, oh, boys just play weird. But we play different than girls, yes.
Well, like, I played Barbies with my next door neighbor, Jesse, and I'll never forget.
Jesse's Barbie. Yeah.
I'll never forget what happened because
Because it was the subject of a 7-week-long trial?
he was Ken. And I was Barbie, and we were in my Barbie dream house, and
It turned into a nightmare?
he was like, "Get me a beer, bitch."
What the fuck?
And he like hit her, and it was like awful. His Barbie was so mean to my Barbie. And I didn't want to play Barbies with him anymore.
Wow.
I have a feeling that spoke to what was going on in his home.
Yeah, that's
which is frightening.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh my god. They're my friend Bob and I don't know, like we came up with this routine together for some reason, just off the cuff in the middle of class. There was a commercial a few years ago where it was this little boy, it's like a little like 5-year-old boy and 5-year-old girl, and he's like, will you marry me? Or whatever to the little girl. And she goes, where's my ring?
Aww.
And he gives her a lifesaver.
Aww.
And she goes, a lifesaver? And he goes, don't worry, we'll live with my mother. And then that's the end of the commercial, right?
Yeah.
Bob and I somehow, talking back and forth with each other, came up with a scenario of like 1 year later or whatever. You see the mom in the background with just needle tracks up and down her arm, and the little boy's like, I said I wanted a sandwich, bitch. And
oh my god!
Backhands her across the face, and then the cops come. She's got the lifesaver still on her finger.
Wow!
And cops are like, beat you up pretty good this time, huh? And this made me laugh like nothing else. The way Bob said this. Bob just goes, I fell. The way he said it. It's like, I don't think Bob ever considered going into acting. But the way he said it sold it so much of like a just broken spirit who knows that she's lying and knows that everyone knows she's lying, but is committed to it. And it was just like, I don't know, the whole thing was hilarious. Like, I don't know how. We had like a 5-minute conversation about this commercial. Like, where would they be? Just like joking about how ridiculous it was and everything.
Right.
Like, where would they be in a year or something like that? And I think I said, what if his mom was like heroin addict or something like that? And then everything snowballed from there. And we just like play acted that.
Wow. How old were you?
And then we used to perform it for people.
You were teenagers, right?
Yeah, they're like 17. Or
okay.
Like that.
Okay,
17,
good.
18 years old.
Yeah, we were like 8, so.
No, yeah, I know.
It's a little different.
Ours was clearly like a joke based
right.
on, based on like, I don't know, stereotypes and stuff like that. But yeah, that's much more messed up what you're talking about.
So, I don't remember how we got onto the subject, but back to 90210.
The dog.
Yeah.
Because she was Fitness Barbie.
Yeah.
Running.
They decided to take him to the vet just to see what's going on.
People tune into the show for the digressions.
Right. And they find out that they don't find out right away, and only David gets the news.
Well, David took him to the vet, and so David got the results of the blood work.
That Rocky has cancer.
Dun 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 dun. Yeah.
And he's such an asshole. He won't tell Donna because he like can't deal with hurting her. Like, fuck you. She's like bending over backwards taking care of this dog. She thinks he's going to get better. What is the medicine that they're feeding him? I don't know.
I think it's morphine.
It's so fucked up.
They got their veterinarian was Dr. Kevorkian.
Right? She's just like, we're going to get you all better, Rocky. And David's just sitting there looking sick. Like, just say something, you ass.
Even Brenda, though, says you might want to wait for the right time. Just, there is no right time.
No.
There's no right time to be like, oh, your dog's dying.
Nope.
Because the vet's like, there's nothing more we can do. The dog has cancer. They don't say what kind of cancer, but the dog has, medical research cancer.
Right.
Cancer of the medical research part of the body.
So then at the end of the episode, he's crying. He's whimpering in
The dog,
pain.
yeah.
And it sucks. And I'm like, just take him to the vet and put him down, bitch. But she won't.
Donna's
She's
like, we'll get him
we're
better.
gonna fix him.
I will. The power of my virginity. I saved myself for God for this.
Oh my
God will fix this dog.
So instead of putting him out of his misery, she selfishly keeps him alive until he stops breathing.
Yeah, he just dies right there. Just die. Imagine what that death is like. Dying, succumbing from, I guess the pain of cancer. I don't know.
God
One of his
knows.
organs stops. His just heart stopped beating.
I don't know.
Whatever.
This
But,
is depressing.
yeah, it is.
So
Would have been so much more humane to give him a needle.
right,
Take him to Kevorkian.
exactly. Jack Kevorkian, this dog.
Apparently, he'll do it. So
Right for anybody, any
dog
reason.
doesn't even need to have cancer.
Right? Got enough money? You got what? $50? Hop in the van.
He'll pay you.
So this fires Brenda up. The loss of this dog.
Yep.
What?
This dog's suffering is fuel for Brenda.
She really wants to, get with these animal rights activists. And even prior to Rocky's death, her and Donna were protesting.
Yeah, we met them in the last episode, and they were already kind of involved.
Yeah, well, this episode, they were protesting with them and the...
Regents.
Okay.
The regents of the school.
Yeah, are voting as to whether or not they're going to continue to do the animal testing research stuff.
And apparently they said they were not going to. They said they were going to vote to stop animal testing on campus.
Right, so they're all out there celebrating. They're like, this is our moment. And instead,
One shining moment.
they say, we're going to table it for next time.
Yeah, which means they don't want to take a position. They don't want to vote.
Yeah, so they're going to continue to allow it for now.
Yeah.
So everybody's pretty upset about that. Then Rocky dies. I mean, this is a lot.
And they almost beat the fuck out of one of the regents as he's walking through. And the leader's like, no, this is a peaceful movement. Don't do that. Don't, shove him and stuff. But they were giving him a little shove.
Yeah, that
I don't
was
blame
not
them.
good.
I don't blame them, though.
It might not have been that dude's fault. Maybe he was the sole voice of reason. And they're just beating him up.
He gave this impassioned speech about not having animal testing.
Right.
Everyone else was like, fuck you.
So it's not looking great for these animal rights people.
No.
And they're getting to their wits' end.
Yeah. So they become the weather underground.
Well, I mean, if anybody remembers where we started with 90210,
The 1960s.
what? We start with Brenda in custody.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wondered what the hell happened. So now we know.
Yep, now we know.
She goes knocking on the dude's door.
Come and knock on this dude's door.
And he's
There's
like,
terrorists waiting for you.
like, this is not a good time. Now, I think it's kind of messed up to go to his room. That's pretty presumptuous. Like, hey, I'm just gonna come over here and talk about.
Well, she
animal
barges
rights.
right in and she's like, "What are you gonna do about it?"
Yeah,
he could have closed. If no one else was there, he could have slammed the door. And he's like, "Oh, I'll show you what I'm gonna do about it, Brenda."
well, I don't think this guy is a rapist, but it's.
I'm gonna tame a pussy cat.
Oh my!
tonight.
It just seemed a little inappropriate.
Okay, yeah, sure. She was mad, and so she went to where she knew he was. What was inappropriate about it?
Storming into a dude's room.
She probably shouldn't have stormed in, I guess, but she wanted to talk about what they were going to do for the animal rights.
And it just so happened that the terrorist group was meeting. And they said, okay, I guess we'll let her in. Instead of, I don't know, it was weird. A couple people didn't want her. She never even really said she wanted to join them, did she?
No, not really. Well, she said, they were like, I think one of them said, are you willing to, do action or something like that?
Right.
And she was like, yes. well-worded sentence. I'm ready to do action.
Take action.
But there you go. But the female of the group, the female terrorist, she goes, she reminds me of me 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then her boyfriend or whatever looks, he's like, 10?
Wow.
No, I'm just joking. They didn't say that. But she did say that she reminds her of 10 years ago. And so they recruit her. They're like, let's do it. You're going to be... You're perfect for a lookout because you're going to just pretend to be a student and you're in the hallway. Now, keep in mind, it's midnight.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's working there because they were like, if anybody comes on you, talk loud enough so that we can hear, and then just tell them you work in the lab and you're just taking a break.
Which is ridiculous.
And it's like, okay, well, one, why do I have to go out in the hall to take a break? What am I smoking? And two, it's the middle of the night.
Right.
The whole point of the reason we're here now is because no one else is here.
Yeah, it was not a very well thought out plan.
No.
But she's standing out in the hall, standing guard. Now, prior to this, Andrea had taken them to the lab.
Lab 33.
And shown them that they're somehow using cats to research SIDS.
Yep.
I don't understand the correlation.
Carol, cats has 4 letters and SIDS has 4
Right.
letters. It's very clear.
And Brenda...
You just see a bunch of scientists. There's a big blackboard and it says C equals S. That's their research.
Right.
I mean, didn't you see their research? It was smeared in shit on the wall. I don't get it either. Like, the way cats sleep is not analogous to the way human beings sleep. Cats don't die of SIDS.
Right. Like,
Human babies do. I don't understand. I'm not sure what they're going to... A cat's brainwave. So they were talking about, they were like, oh, we're going to study their brain patterns because we're not sure exactly how the brain regulates breathing while we sleep. Which, I don't know if that's the case or not. I was pretty sure that the brainstem, the main, like, kind of animal, whatever component of the brain that controls our heartbeat, controls our respiration and everything. Now, we do exhibit a little more control over our respiration than other autonomous parts of the body. So there might be something to that. I don't know. But what I do know is this: cats' brain waves are almost always in an alpha state, which is not the state that human beings sleep in.
okay.
So I don't think that cats and human beings sleep anywhere near the same. So it seems ridiculous. I think maybe dogs, but anyone that's had cats knows they nap a lot, and they nap.
Right.
They nap usually
Suddenly. That's what it is. Sudden naps. Sudden infant death.
There you go. It's the suddenness.
We found the correlation.
All right.
But
That's the lab they break into.
yeah, and Brenda's like, no, not that one. Any lab, but that one.
That's the good lab.
They're doing good in
And
there.
they're like, yeah, this lab connects to all the other labs. Don't worry, we'll fuck every place up.
So they just let all the animals out of their cages.
They don't collect them. They don't say, let's collect these animals. We'll take care of them.
Right. Find them homes.
That
or-
seems dumb.
Yeah.
If you're an animal rights group, you're just, what, are they going to be wild?
Right.
Feral cats?
Yeah. Go make your way in Beverly Hills.
Oh, you're domesticated? Yeah, exactly. They're going to be driving limos and stuff like that. Robert De Niro's going to be like, oh, I'll talk to you later. My car's here. And then he gets in the back of the limo, and it's just going to be a cat driving. It's Toonces, the cat that can drive a car.
There you go. Yeah, the whole thing's dumb, but not very long at all after they go in and start messing things up.
No.
The FBI come running down the hall.
That's right. Female bikini inspectors come through the hall.
She doesn't even have time to warn them. Like, it's so fast. And even
FBI!
if she did, like, they didn't have time to get out.
Fuck no, they're done.
I mean, I guess they were thinking about a security guard, not the FBI.
Right. Oh, for sure. Yeah, they were not prepared for this.
Right.
It's very clear that they were infiltrated in some way.
Right.
Somebody, and maybe they'll suspect it's Brenda, I don't know, but somebody on the inside tipped them off. They're just waiting for him.
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. Okay, well, I guess
They get arrested.
you'll hear about next time.
Yeah. They get arrested, and then we see the aftermath of that afterwards.
Yeah. So that's Brenda's whole storyline.
Yep. She ends up in cuffs at the end, and links.
Brandon and Lucinda and Dylan and Kelly.
It's a love quadrangle.
Oh my goodness gracious. You know, with Lucinda, it could be. You know? They could all end up together.
Yeah, because she would kiss Kelly, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. She'd do more than kiss her.
You think so? Now, Brandon and Dylan would have to also kiss.
Yeah, that's not going to work out there.
See, does that turn you on, the thought of them kissing?
No.
It's weird, right?
Why? Yeah, I don't know why guys get so turned on thinking about girls kissing.
You do?
Yeah, but I'm a girl and I'm bisexual. So it's like picturing, kissing a hot guy. Same thing.
Well, you know why guys like that? Because in that scenario, we're rooting for both of them.
Okay. Okay, so Kelly won't give up on Lucinda getting her movie funded by Dylan, which seems weird. Like,
she really believes in this movie, Carol.
She really believes in Lucinda.
She does.
She has like a little crush on her or something, not sexually.
Maybe Carol. Maybe Kelly would be into it too with Lucinda.
Maybe, but I mean, it seems more like she wants to be Lucinda when she grows up someday.
Yeah,
and Dylan doesn't want to explain himself. You know, I really think it would have been better if he just told her right from the beginning what happened.
He should have.
But
should have told her right when she got back.
Yeah. Instead, he's just like, oh, I'm not interested anymore. Like, why? Why is he protecting Lucinda? I don't get it.
I think he's protecting himself.
Because he kissed her back.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to admit that part of it.
Yeah. But it seems weird, too, that he went there, said, I didn't say I didn't want to be here, kissed her back, and then rejected her, flipped out, and like, fuck you, I'm not helping you.
Yeah, I don't know.
What happened?
Maybe she wasn't a good kisser.
He was like, never mind. It went back in the hole.
Like a frightened turtle.
But they decided to have a dinner party.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kelly does.
Kelly has a dinner party, and she gets it in her head that it'll be helpful if Lucinda brings Brandon.
Because she thinks Dylan is mad at her for all the time she's been spending with Brandon. He's getting jealous. And she says, if he sees that you have a girlfriend in Lucinda, then he won't be jealous anymore because he'll be like, oh, Brandon's not interested in me. Brandon would never kiss me after a square dance.
Right.
So that's what she says, and we can, help each other and try to get him to fund this project. And so Brandon reluctantly agrees. Well, he tells Lucinda, and Lucinda's like, oh, we got to keep this a secret. And he's like, it's too hard or whatever. And then she agrees not to keep it a secret. Somehow Brenda also knows. I think she knows what happened between him and Kelly. She seems to indicate that because she's like, oh, you and Kelly are getting close or whatever. And he's like, yo, you'd love that if me and Kelly got together because then that would leave Dylan for you. And she's like,
Well, I don't think that she knows. I think she just, suspects and hopes for that exact reason.
Right. But anyway, so Lucinda agrees, and they all go. The four of them have a dinner party together.
Yeah, this is the most awkward dinner party in the world.
Yeah, it's a more awkward dinner party since the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh my god! But Dylan's very hostile to Lucinda.
Yeah,
and he says that she needs to find a female producer to make her movie.
Right, female distributor too.
Yeah. And she just gets up and storms out.
Right. She's like, that's it.
He is being a real big dick.
Well, we know why, though.
Because yes, she dared to come on to him?
But he responded. He feels guilty. He doesn't want anything to do with her. He thinks, well, as we come to find out, he'll blame everyone else but himself.
Oh, yeah.
For what happened.
Yeah. So I don't remember what happens next.
Kelly and him have an argument after they leave, And
He tells her, doesn't he?
yeah, Kelly's like, oh, you're why are you being so whatever? And he's like, yeah, she's your hero, right? You want to be just like her when you grow up, right? And she's like, yeah, maybe I do. And he goes, yeah, well, guess what? While you were out of town, she tried to sleep with me. And she's like, why would you say that? You're still
she thinks he's lying, which is so wrong.
And she goes, you think she'd go to those links just to fund her film or whatever? And he goes, I thought that at first, but you know what I think it was? I was the nearest available warm body.
Which I think is correct.
I agree. She's some kind of fucking nympho.
Yeah.
And so then the next day in class, Kelly raises her hand and she's like, I thought maybe we should continue our discussion about monogamy. And then they have this very passive-aggressive conversation where it's clear each other knows who they're talking, what they're talking about. And Lucinda essentially admits to what she did.
Yeah. Very, very thinly veiled conversation that Kelly ends up storming out of class.
I mean, even Andrea kind of understood what they were talking about.
And Kelly goes and tells Brandon what happened between Dylan and Lucinda.
And she goes, do you think that it could be true? Lucinda basically admitted it, but she's like, do you think it could be true? And he's like, well, she's definitely capable of it.
Yeah. Like, he had no qualms about saying that.
He doesn't even seem that mad.
Well, no, because he really wants to be with Kelly.
Yeah, and I think their relationship had pretty much run its course at that point.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a real relationship. They were really just having sex.
Yeah, like, he wants to act like it's a relationship, but it's not. And
I mean, Lucinda was wrong, but I don't know that necessarily Lucinda was wrong because she was cheating on Brandon, because I don't know that they were necessarily at an exclusive place.
Right.
I think she was wrong for trying to go after Kelly's boyfriend.
Right.
When Kelly's someone she knows, and she knows that she's with Dylan. I think that was wrong.
Well, and that Kelly's trying to help her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very much backstabby. So Brandon then confronts Lucinda.
Oh, she talked about Eskimos, too. Their conversation goes like... she's like, like she's like, well, in the Eskimo culture, when men go on a fishing trip or whatever, they expect the other men in the village to sexually please their wives, and they're like they have a word for it or whatever. It's like it's to describe the feeling of closeness that they all share by sharing the same lovers. And I have a friend of mine who I thought he came up with this term. But apparently not. Apparently it's actually based on reality.
Oh.
He said that if two guys have both slept with the same girl, then they're called Eskimo brothers.
Oh, wow. I never heard that.
And I was like, oh, that's funny. Like, what's a funny, he's like, oh, we're Eskimo brothers and stuff like that.
Were you?
No, he and I weren't. But, that's how we would use it in a sentence, right? And I just kind of thought that he came up with that, and I was like, oh, that's a funny, thing to come up with. But apparently it's based on this.
Weird.
Yeah.
So, finally, somehow, I believe Kelly just tells him, but Dylan finds out about Brandon.
Kelly says if our relationship's going to have any chance of succeeding, I have to be honest with him, so I'm going to tell him. And then Brandon's like, maybe I should tell him. And she's like, no, I think it'd be better if I told him.
Yeah. She's like, let me tell him first.
Yeah. Then you can deal with it.
And you were like, why can't they both tell him? Well, now we see why.
Yeah.
5 minutes it took him to drive all the way across town.
Dylan doesn't seem like the type, but I guess he is.
What, to get violent?
To come over and beat the fuck out of Brandon for kissing his girl. It just doesn't seem like something he'd do.
I mean, if he didn't care... he wouldn't, but he cares, obviously.
I guess he seems more like aloof and, whatever, like Dean Martin, like cool, detached a lot of times. But he does have his flare-ups of emotion.
Yeah, he's kind of unstable, honestly.
Yeah, that's true.
So he pulls in the driveway, and Brandon knows exactly what is up.
Of course.
And
Steve's there helping him and Brandon's mom get groceries out of the back of the car. It's like the most fucking... It's like Dylan drives in Rebel Without a Cause style into an episode of Leave It to Beaver.
Right.
He's like, Wally, you fucked my girl.
And Brandon's like, why don't you guys go inside? I'll take care of that.
Yeah. And Steve's just standing there. Well, Steve starts to walk away and carry a bag in there. But then Dylan says something like, you sent that temptress over to my house to, try to fuck me or whatever. And Steve's like, wait a second, what's the sex maniac?
Yeah, what's going on here?
And this is all a very comically filmed and choreographed thing.
Steve walks over and he's so delighted. Mm-hmm. He's standing in between the two of them as they're going back and forth, and he's just, it's like watching a tennis match.
It's the best acting that Ian Ziering's ever done.
It's awesome. Like, he makes this scene.
Well, his face is so funny.
Yeah.
He's like, they don't give him enough comedy to do, because I think he has the face, the mannerisms, and I think he has the timing to be like a naturally gifted comedian.
Yeah.
But they don't give him enough to do comedy-wise.
They don't give him enough to do, period, lately.
Yeah.
But Dylan takes a swing at Brandon and ends up punching Steve in the face.
Yeah, Brandon ducks and he hits Steve right in the mouth.
It's so
or
funny.
The nose.
And then everybody just, laughs and everybody's fine and it's all okay.
Yeah. They just laugh it off and Steve's like, you got me in the nose.
I mean, I guess it's just, what boys do sometimes.
Yeah. But it's so funny because Dylan's it's Lucinda's fault for coming on to him. And then it's Brandon's fault for allowing Lucinda to go over there. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you sent her over there and then you make a move on my girl and all this shit. And it's like, I get him being mad because he kissed Kelly. Mm-hmm. But the Lucinda thing is like, you did that.
Yeah, you went to her house.
And you kissed, he would have been... If he would have reacted, she leaned in to kiss, and he leaned back and was like, what are you doing?
Right.
Then he would have done absolutely nothing wrong. And he would have been completely justified. But he kissed her back.
Yeah. And then he freaked out.
Yeah, not cool. Not cool, Dylan.
Nah. So, I mean, I think that's it. Andrea didn't really have too much going on aside from her part in the pet thing.
She gave us the tour of... the cat Sid's factory, so
right, and then Steve got punched in the face, and that was about it for him. So
yeah.
So next week, like Mark already said, you're going to have 8 episodes to listen to,
and then we'll be back the week after that for the beginning of season 5. Just got the season 5 tapes, so.
Oh, and speaking of, this is the 100th episode of 90210.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Tori Spelling tells us afterwards that. Happy 100 episodes, and here's Pound Cake, and he's not dead. Don't cry anymore.
So that means that anybody who's listened to them all has listened to us talk for probably
100 episodes of 90210.
Probably close to 50 hours of your life.
Holy shit! Yeah, I guess that's true. If you're one of the ones that have either started from the beginning or went back to the beginning and listened to all these episodes, you have wasted 50 hours of your life. Thank you, and congratulations.
Anyways, we will talk to you in a couple weeks
with
the next season.
All right, we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.